Hello everyone and welcome to our second installment of the Bengal interview series. Today we have 2016 graduate Sarah LaRusso here with us, who graduated with a criminal justice degree and also played midfield and attack for us. How are you doing?
Great.
Great. Some of the themes we're talking about today are being a transfer student, because Sarah came from Hilbert College for us after 2 years. And we'll also talk about her criminal justice degree and how that prepared her for her professional environment. So, Sarah, it's weird to call you Sarah. We also call her Goose. How do you feel the transfer process went for you? How was it with your credits transferring and things like that?
It was a fairly smooth transfer for me. I think most of my credits, if not all, transferred over. Like playing sports, they want you to come to the school.
Yeah.
I'm sure you want people to transfer pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I
yeah,
felt
definitely.
like I had help.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we do just through admissions office as an athletics department is we flag incoming students under our umbrella. So you would be flagged as women's lacrosse transfer or recruit, whether you're a first year or a transfer. And that makes your application process more expedient. Of course, it doesn't guarantee that you are accepted or anything like that, but it does make your process more expedient. It helps you get packaged for financial aid more quickly, and it makes it a little bit less difficult and tenuous for you. Did you have any issues transferring like any of your liberal arts classes? Did you have to petition or anything like that?
I think I didn't have any issues with things transferring, even liberal arts. Hilbert was pretty good about that.
Nice.
And so was Upstate, though, obviously.
Yeah, I haven't had any issues here like in the last 10 years with grades transferring or credits transferring at all. Sometimes, occasionally, you might have, like say you do Column 100 and it's called Column 102 here. Then sometimes if you can provide the syllabus or something like that, you would just provide your syllabus and have the professor look at it, you would petition the department, they would say, okay, this is similar enough, your credits will transfer.
Right.
The same thing is true if you are a senior, looking to be a first year student athlete, or a freshman coming in. If you are taking AP classes, our registrar and admissions is really, really good for making sure that you will get those credits if you have gone ahead and got that AP track. Can you talk about like the athletic transfer? Did you have a good experience kind of assimilating into the athletic department?
It was surprisingly super easy. I was mostly at Hilbert to play basketball. But
That's right, I forgot you were a dual sport athlete.
decided to abandon that to play lacrosse for Upstate, and it was worth it. It was a big
Love
choice. But I really felt welcome at Upstate. It wasn't hard to get along with everybody on the team. Everyone was super easygoing, a lot of fun, and it was just like a good group of people to get thrown in with. So it wasn't hard.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt also that you could score goals.
I don't know so much my first year, but
Well, the first year, I remember you were an attacker and then became a midfielder. And fun fact about Sarah, she was an extremely reluctant midfielder. However, really shined when you actually were on the position, like in the midfield position. We were talking so many coaches meetings where we were like, we got to get you some midfield. And then you ended up being a really strong midfielder. Calls turnovers, ground balls, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Super resistant. But you did it.
Right.
And you made an impact. So you were a criminal justice major when you transferred. Can you talk a little bit about your academic experience in the criminal justice department?
Sure. So, just to kind of compare it to Hilbert too, which is kind of like known for criminal justice, I think I enjoyed my classes at Upstate more, even though they were a little more challenging and you had to go to them.
You had to go to them.
They offered
Go to your classes.
They offered a lot of just a broader range of topics that were important to me and who I am as a person that you wouldn't find at a small private school.
Right.
And professors it was a more diverse field of people, which was appreciated. So you got a lot of different point of views.
Cool. Which in the criminal justice department, I'm sure is important. Like,
Right.
to have different points of view, I can't imagine would hurt.
Right.
So what are some of the topics that you were interested in, that you had the opportunity to kind of learn about at Upstate?
I remember I took an ethics class with criminal justice, which is really important. I also got to take like philosophy, a feminist class. I think the books they had you read in that and the content of that was something that I wasn't exposed to. But I feel like it just like opened up my world a little bit, which was nice.
Yeah, I mean, having the opportunity to take classes that you didn't know existed will open up your perspective. I mean, that's part of like being at college, like I wouldn't consider us like a big school, but we're definitely mid-sized. So to facilitate like 10 to 13,000 kids, you need to have a wide range of disciplines available to you.
Yes. And being in Buffalo, now that I've lived here 5 years since I graduated, it's just like a pretty cool city. Yeah. And I feel like it fits in with, I don't know, Buff State just makes sense.
Yeah.
The things they teach in Buffalo.
Yeah. What do you think the city of Buffalo has to offer younger people coming in, like freshmen, you know, transfers, whatever it may be?
So I think the city is small enough, but I mean, it's a big city. Like, you just can get to know it really well and on a really intimate level, and it has all sorts of people in it. So if you're interested in one specific thing or anything, like, you're gonna find people that are also interested in that.
We're the second largest city in New York State, but that doesn't mean we even compare to the size of New York City.
Right.
But we still have a lot of opportunity and resources because of the size of our city. You know, like, people love to hear about the sports teams. That's awesome. We have so many, you know, professional sports teams. That's great. But also our theater district is great. Our music scene is great. The art scene is awesome.
Right.
Like, there's so much opportunity if you want to grow as a young person in this area. And it's almost like a safer place to do that. It's not like you're going and just casting yourself out into a large city like New York City. You can do it in a place that has those intimate settings like Buffalo, but also has like a taste of a bunch of different stuff.
Right. And I feel like also has a lot of green space for being a city. Like,
Yeah.
so many trees. We have Tiff Nature Preserve, which is one of my favorite places to go ever.
But yeah, so many green spaces too. Frederick Law Olmsted, he made that park. He also made Central Park.
Oh, I guess I did.
Yeah, so like Delaware Park has the same level of integration into the city as Central Park does in New York City, because the same architect did it.
Yeah.
So he wanted to make sure that the city had little pockets of green space as an oasis. White Lake, yeah, there's so many options if you want to like hike or, you know, get out in the water or, you know, just chill out in a hammock. Let's talk a little bit about criminal justice again for a second. Can you talk about the career path that you're in now, you know, and maybe some of the things that helped you as a criminal justice student at Buffalo State and now in your career path?
Sure. So now I work for child protection, so I'm a caseworker for Erie County. I honestly didn't really ever think I would be going to child protection. I didn't know too much about it. I always like wanted to be in the FBI or some stupid stuff like that, which isn't stupid if you want to do, it's just not for me.
Right.
I come to realize as I grow older. One thing Buff State taught me, I think, specifically, is that people experience a lot of different things, have a lot of different realities, and have a lot of different struggles and trauma. And I think that's a very important part of my job, is just being understanding and respectful of all people.
Right.
And I think that's a big thing lacrosse taught me as well.
I think, you know, your academic experience teaches you a lot of stuff, right? You know, we talk about skills, but an athletic experience in tandem with that teaches you a lot about who you are and the things that you need to adjust to be better about working in your team group and also your human group moving forward in your profession.
Definitely.
And like one of the things that we always touch on, at least for our program, is that everybody has something to contribute, and that's a really important element to like our program philosophy. So because of that, like when we have new kids come in, they'll put their arm around someone and say, okay, I know she's going to contribute. I know she was recruited for a reason. She's going to be able to help the team in some way. So that helps everyone sort of empathize and understand, okay, even if this person has a more difficult time doing A, they'll still contribute B, so I can help them with A.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's a really good point, because everybody inherently has some kind of flaw, right?
Definitely.
And everybody inherently has some kind of struggle that you just don't see.
Right.
And I think being on a team, specifically our team, because we are so focused on diversity and inclusion, puts you in a good position to understand. So that, you know, creates a really nice culture. It also helps you become a good grown-up, you know?
Yeah.
And being a good grown-up is hard, you know, like that you just need experience for that. You're not like, you can't get a book to be a good grown-up or a good person. You know, it takes a lot of trial and error.
Definitely.
Is there anything that you would take away as like a number one thing that you learned?
I feel like I always say the biggest thing I got out of Buff State, especially lacrosse, is the people. Every year, even transferring in, I had a really good experience with the girls on the the team, and a lot of them are my best friends. They're still like my core group of people. Even if we all like, you know, go wherever. That's why I also love Alumni Weekend, because it's like I haven't seen these people probably since last Alumni Weekend.
Right.
But you come in and it's like
No time has
right.
passed.
I acquired a lot of skills from being an athlete, I feel, in upstate. But I think the people and connections I got out of it are the most meaningful to me.
Have anything else you'd like to add for our transfers, people with criminal justice, recruits, anybody?
Just like upstate's great. I loved it. I got a lot out of it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for our second installment of our Bengal interview series. Thank you to Sarah LaRusso for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. We will see you guys next week for Bengal interview number 3.
That's it. Yeah, look at this picture. Sorry. I know you're trying to focus. But
That's okay. I mean, I'm writing all these things down, so I'll
try to remember.
Oh, I'll try to remember how your actual experience was. Great, good. Good.
I'm like, criminal justice, huh? Buffalo State.
You say
2016.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our.
Yes.
Especially when you're pushed to do the gauntlet, 300s, in a mile and a half.
No biggie.
No biggie.
It was fine. I loved it.